the show. It's Wrestling with Entertainment, the only audio experience on the web today, the trusted choice for interviewing all your favorite wrestlers every Tuesday and Wednesday on YouTube and CastBox, previewing and reviewing the latest shows from WWE, AEW, New Japan, and everything in between every Saturday. Again, on YouTube and CastBox, sponsored by Rogue Energy and Player One Coffee. I'm, of course, your host, James J., alongside Kaliko Yates.
And it's a long weekend. And it's a long wrestling weekend. Everybody's doing shows this weekend, so we got a lot to get into.
And it was a good week for Wrestling With as well, as we interviewed The Real Drago on Tuesday and Daniel Mac Shaw on Wednesday. Two great interviews, two unique individuals. First time we've had a promoter on in quite some time, so that's also a fun thing to have as well. So definitely go into the archives if you haven't already listened to them. But always looking forward this upcoming Monday, and yes, it's the ending of the month once again, so a new Monday interview. We have Dustin Wolf on, the Indiana Werewolf. We talk about him winning the Hardcore Championship twice, wrestling Jeremiah Plunkett, his coach, wrestling with autism as well. He's an autistic pro wrestler. We go on into that depth about that as well. A missed adventure, disassembling the ring, and even an encounter with Damian Sandow as well. So you definitely want to go check that out on Monday. This upcoming Tuesday, we have the Beast from the Middle East, Karu. Going back to Canada for the first time in a while. Karu is the first ever Battle Arts champion, which is the promotion run by Santino Marella. We talk about that. How Santino decides who goes over in his matches by playing rock, paper, scissors. The psychology of pro wrestling and playing rock, paper, scissors as well. How CageMatch.com actually decided that he was a part of the group that he's now a part of. Wrestling for Ring of Honor. Getting punched by Roman Reigns one time. And turning heel on a little girl during a soccer match. I'll let you decide what that means when the interview comes out. And then on this upcoming Wednesday, we have Von Dugan from my neck of the woods, Arizona. We talk about what inspired him to become a pro wrestler, which was a wrestler named Ray Black, getting to wrestle Ray Black, possessing Christy Riveras, his relationship with friend of the show SOS, video games, the mantra your mama's a man, and a hell of a lot more. So definitely go check that out as well. But don't take my word for it. Here's some clips now.
And Josh and me and Josh and a friend of mine, we were helping out Jeff Jarrett with loading up, I think, one of his wrestling rings. And we were taking it to, like, I think, Murfreesboro, Hendersonville, or Nashville, I think. We helped out Jeff Jarrett. We had a great time helping him. And then we were on our way, back home. And then all of a sudden, accidentally, and I'm sorry for whoever, Josh, me, and my friend, we were driving our way back home to Clarksville. I think it was training, maybe, I'm not sure. But we weren't paying attention. I think we were daydreaming or something. And then all of a sudden, my friend who was driving the truck and me and Josh were riding with him to help out the ring. And we were on our way back, and we accidentally hit somebody in the back of the car.
Ooh.
We accidentally hit somebody's car. And I'm like, oh, shit.
Too bad. I did that to a child. We were all playing soccer. It was at a family picnic. We were all playing soccer. And I told the kid, hey, hey, pass the ball. I'm on your team. She passed me the ball and I scored on the net. And I started laughing. I go, I wasn't on your team. And I started cheering. Yo. Their uncle hated, yo. Me and their uncle are best friends. But, like, yo, he hated me for that. He goes, how can you do that to my niece? She's only 8 years old. She trusted you. I go, that's a life lesson. Don't trust everybody.
Can you tell us about that time you possessed Christy Rivera's to wrestle BTT and Sayumi?
How did I know I was going to get asked that one right there? All right. So, I'm going to have to give you a little context about myself here. So, that technically was not me that possessed her. Like, I'm more or less got a entity sleep with inside of me. I was in Louisiana, messing around with voodoo. Was like, never didn't believe that it was real. And something went wrong, bad. So, you know, at one point in time in my little career when I first started, and I just got like sick of everything, and they just got the demon version of myself. And I needed a tag team partner. And at the time, SOS was going back and forth with Chrissy and BGT. And this demon character does not like Chrissy nor BGT. So he wanted a way to get back at her. So he had a match against BGT and he needed a female tag. Instead of bringing SOS, which is his first and only choice, he decided to possess her and make her fight her tag team partner.
This upcoming, June 3rd, I should say, we have Machiko. On the 4th, we have Nigel Foxy Fox. And on June 11th, we have The Goose. I think we're done putting ourselves for at the moment. No, Kaliko?
Never. Can't stop, won't stop, no Diddy.
Well, it does seem like WWE won't stop putting Vegas over, as it is a great day for wrestling, because we are wrestling with the news. Came out just the other day that New Orleans will not be hosting WrestleMania 42. WWE straight out canceled it. And while a new venue has not been announced yet, it is 100% heavily implied that it will be back in Las Vegas next year. I said a lot of words in the last couple of minutes, so what are your thoughts on WrestleMania going back to back Vegas?
It's how can I put it this way? I hope no one put all their money on these hotels in New Orleans and they could get a refund. This is the first time I've seen a WrestleMania get announced and then get recalled like a fucking bad batch of toys or something.
You're not wrong.
It's crazy because I've been listening to other people and I must say, Vince, once he announces something, he's not gonna like pull it back. As much as we say Vince was out of touch, once he made a commitment, the commitment was there for the city, for better or for worse. Unless, I mean, look at Tampa, for crying out loud. The pandemic happened. He was like, okay, we'll just run it back.
I mean, you can even go back to WrestleMania 7. Even though it wasn't in, the Coliseum, it was still in Los Angeles.
Right. So, I mean, I get what they're trying to do. The problem is, and it's funny because I was talking with a friend of mine about this earlier, is that last year, I mean, this WrestleMania was such a different anomaly factor-wise that it's going to be hard to replicate it next year. because it was a perfect storm of the first time being in Vegas since WrestleMania 9, John Cena's last WrestleMania, CM Punk's first main event WrestleMania, Jey Uso being uberly popular. Those four facts and the attraction of Vegas. Those 5 things alone was what made people want to come to Vegas and do Vegas. What people didn't like, well, I can't say that they didn't like because I can't speak for anyone else. But the one thing that got people, or at least I noticed when it came to Vegas, is they were nickel and diming you every chance they got.
Right.
It went from, and this is where you kind of miss the mom and pop shopness of WWE, because 10 years ago you would get a travel package, and it would include the hotel and certain amenities and certain, you know what I mean?
Right.
It would have got more money for more bang for your buck. But now it's like, okay, you bought the on-lake location package, but hey, you didn't get this after party with Tiffany Stratton or this roast with Tony Hinchcliffe, or, and people are going to do it because it's WrestleMania. But the question is that do you think you're going to be able to strike that lightning twice? Because the build to WrestleMania, and I guess that's what they're thinking of. Hey, this build wasn't the best build, and we still made a lot of money. Let's run it back, hopefully with a better build. I could see that, but there were so many mitigating factors in that I don't see it being replicated. And people were more excited about New Orleans in the sense that, they had two recently in New Orleans, and New Orleans is a better city economically for people because the hotels are very reasonably priced. Bourbon Street's right there. You can get good food for cheap. It's pretty, everything is in walking distance from the convention center. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, the convention center from Vegas is not on the strip, so you're kind of going out of pocket off the strip to get to the convention center. By New Orleans, everything is in the city, even though the convention center is not near Bourbon per se, it's within walking distance. You can walk from the convention center to Bourbon, and then from Bourbon to the stadium, and from the stadium to your hotel room. And the only thing you really had to deal with was being outside the airport. And as a person who's been to both, more people prefer New Orleans because of the favorability of not needing a vehicle and being able to be mobile and walk everywhere. By Vegas, yeah, you can walk. Like, prime example, I was at the Bellagio. I still decided to drive because I know that walk is a bitch from the Bellagio to the stadium. You know what I mean? Unless you were like at the MGM Grand or the Mandalay Bay or the Luxor or one of those. Let's not go there. Excalibur, New York. Even then, it's still you're going far. So that's where it's kind of like,
what's wrong with Excalibur?
Holy shit. The Luxor's not good either, but as a connoisseur, the only reason the Luxor is good is because it's literally, you could spit and hit the damn stadium.
Right.
So that's about it. But everything else, you're kind of out of pocket. So people are walking and Ubering and whatever the case may be. So I personally, I get it. I just don't. Do people have an appetite to go back again? And it's very rare. Like, this will be the first time since what? Jersey? Was it 3 and 4?
Yeah, 4 and 5.
3 and 4?
No, 4 and 5.
Oh, 4 and 5.
Yeah.
No, was it 4 and 5?
It was 4 and 5.
Okay, first time since those two, since they went back to back. I mean, I just feel bad for the people because it threw me off because I'm like, why would they get rid of WrestleMania week for a UFC show? That's the first thing I like that made no sense to me. But I guess they got it as part of a package and they're kick. And here's the other issue with all these shows. If they're kicking them down the road, eventually they're going to have to make do on them. You see what I'm saying? Because you keep in mind, you still got Indy, who's got a multifaceted show. You still got New Orleans has got a multifaceted show. Minneapolis is getting a multifaceted show.
Right.
The year after is supposed to be slated guaranteed Nashville. Based on what just happened, I can't even guarantee that.
Right.
So it just changes a lot.
WWE
And I think
like
TKO
right
is
now.
just in
the
the business of. You say what?
I'm saying WWE is like Oprah right now. You get a show, you get a show, you get a show, but WWE.
Well, you'll get it. No, it's you get a show eventually.
Yeah.
Because I guess they're getting 2026 Money in the Bank and UFC in New Orleans,
Nobody
which
gives
to
a fuck
me,
about UFC. We want WWE fans don't translate to UFC fans.
but UFC fan, it depends. I'll put it this way: it would be a big deal depending who's on that card. If John Jones is on that card, yeah, it's worth it. But even then, the magnitude of WrestleMania week alone, they're losing out. I mean, So I mean, it's wild to have that happen. And then I saw this meme, and it has nothing to do with they shitting on The Rock because they're like every time The Rock has announced something or got involved in some shit, it never shows up, it never follows through, and I'm just like, damn, hot diggity damn.
I mean, you're not exactly. Well, they're not exactly wrong about that. So, yeah, I would say that that's accurate at this point. But this isn't. Officially, WrestleMania is not about WrestleMania anymore. They, like you said, they're nickeling and diming the people with, all these things that they want to do. They literally like charging people to breed at this point to go to WrestleMania. And they can't necessarily. Well, they had. It wasn't necessarily WrestleMania the event anymore. It was, do access for 10 grand. Do this event for 10 grand. Party with Tiffy for 1,500. The Hall of Fame here is 2,000. It was everything in between WrestleMania. And you can't have an after party after dark in. I mean, you could do that in Las Vegas, but you can't do that in New Orleans. Hey, there's not enough venues. There's not enough places to do things like that.
Well, because the problem is that Bourbon Street is the place.
Right.
So that's another thing too, because in New Orleans, that's the other part. You're right about that part, because in Vegas they can do things and have clubs and so on and so forth, fights. New Orleans, the city is the vibe. So going to Bourbon Street is the vibe. Going to Lafayette Square is the vibe. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Going to all these different historical art monuments and parks and things, that is what you're doing in the in-between, which is relatively free. You really don't need to spend a lot of money, and that's what people liked about New Orleans. You can actually be in the city and encapsulated in the city and getting the history of the city without having to deal with spending a lot of money, because they got mad museums, jazz concerts, maybe a couple basketball games here and there, but most of the people are drinking on Bourbon Street, and it's relatively cheap to drink on Bourbon Street. Vice
Right.
Vegas, shit, you're gonna have to get off the strip just to go buy a gallon of water, and that's just like the way it is.
Right.
Like fuck.
So you can understand where WWE is not being fan friendly anymore. They're only in.
I would say it's not WWE, it's TKO.
Right. And I mean, but those kind of go hand in hand at this point. They're the same thing. It's not a Vince McMahon product.
I get where you're coming from on that part, but I would say this: I don't think WWE would pull that unless TKO told them to. You see what I'm saying?
I know what you mean, but I mean
because that's a higher up move. Because even because WWE pulled them, I mean TKO pulled them and was like, hey, we'll give you UFC and WWE. WWE can't control whether or not UFC it commits to New Orleans. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's why I say it's a TKO move. So I get the point where you're saying it's hand in hand. I'm just trying to show that distinction.
Right.
Because it's not like WWE can go, hey, you're going, like, prime example, Minnesota, right? When WrestleMania was supposed to go to Minnesota.
Yeah.
And what they did was like, hey, I know you wanted Minnesota, but we're going to do this Vegas thing, and we'll give you SummerSlam 2 nights to make up for it. That's a WWE move. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a like for like.
Right.
Rather than going, hey, we're going to give you UFC this year and Money in the Bank next year. They can control Money in the Bank. WWE can control that aspect, but they can't control the UFC aspect.
Right. But, like I was, I'm going with, New Orleans is a more fan-friendly environment, while Las Vegas is a more, company-friendly environment. Like I said, they could, dollar and cents everybody to death. And if they went to New Orleans, they wasn't going to make nearly as much of a revenue as they did in Vegas. And that's why they're going back, because they want that revenue. They want to see if, they could duplicate it. I think that, unfortunately, that they could. It's WrestleMania. People are not going to go to WrestleMania. Even like you said, not too long ago. People specifically save up life savings to go to WrestleMania. So, it's not out of the realm of possibility that they could easily get another, 50,000 in those arenas. Depending on, pricing again. Because I can't imagine the prices aren't going to be, I'm going to say maybe double what they were this year. And that's being generous there. But it's not about WrestleMania anymore. It's about that after party, that the roast of WrestleMania. It's about partying with Tiffy. It's about the Hall of Fame. It's about all of those little small avenues to dollar and cents people that they're seeing dollar signs. If that, I do wonder if that is going to translate next year compared to this year, because it's WrestleMania in Las Vegas, the first time in 2 decades. Sure, I'll party with Tiffy for X amount of dollars. But to do that every year, I think that's maybe asking a lot. And as we've said before, maybe I said before, Las Vegas isn't necessarily a family-friendly, city to begin with.
Depends.
I mean, there's literally billboards of half-naked women on it. That's not a family-friendly place. It's called Sin City for a reason, Kaliko.
I mean, I'm not knocking that, but I'm just saying there are family friendly things to do. But the thing is that most people, like you said, are gonna go there to party. But I mean, there's family friendly things. I mean, me and my kid we were out there. It was pretty fun. We had a good time without having to do all that. Now the problem is that they're pricing out a key demographic.
Right.
So I'll give you that much.
WWE's main demographic, might I add.
They're carrying out that demographic that kind of made them but then again that went away with the PG era. So it's you know what I'm saying, it's like you can't have it both ways. Be PG and then be able to take a family to 4. Not be PG, but be able to take a family of 4 to WrestleMania.
Right. Well,
so it's a iffy.
We'll definitely, stay on top of this as, it continues, but it doesn't seem, from what I'm hearing, it doesn't seem like this is going to be like a one-time back-to-back. TKO is looking to do WrestleMania in Las Vegas either every year or almost every other year. With it being in rotation with events like the NBA playoffs, the Super Bowl, big events that could replace it for that year.
I mean, but more people were and this is funny because they're the one spot that everybody wanted it every year, if they had it, was New Orleans. New Orleans was bidding to have it every year because people love being there. It's a great city, affordable. A family could go there and you can enjoy the city while enjoying the wrestling. And it actually helped them out because a lot of the competition had to be out the city. Here in Vegas, they can be in the city. Because they can't shut every hotel down.
Because it's one big cluster.
Well, that's my point.
Yeah. The other major thing about it, them doing it in Vegas, was they made a big tax deductible doing it there. Like over $50K in returns. And
I mean, San Fran let them use the city for free.
And it is worth noting that TKO is based out of Las Vegas as well. So, there was a lot of factors. I don't think
their crew don't have to travel.
Right.
They're like, shit, we gotta travel our crew.
I don't think that it's going to work. I think that this might be something that kind of blows up in their faces at some point. WWE.
The problem is it won't because it's WrestleMania. That's why.
The last 3 years, WWE has been really hot. At some point, that bomb is going to explode. And it's going to blow up right in their faces.
See, I don't think the bubble's going to pop. And that's the thing.
It has to, at some point. And, Russ, I could definitely be biased and just say, I live in California. It's a 4-hour drive. Hell yeah, I'm going to WrestleMania every year. But that deprives people that can't travel, whether, it's via plane or, other methods. It's not. You do it in New Orleans one year. That's one place where you'll get people from Texas, Georgia, Florida that could drive. It's accessible. Then, obviously the New York ones, the Philadelphia ones. It's a different, it makes it accessible to people from all over and, people from that community. A lot of these places, depend on WrestleMania to boost their community as well. And I feel like you kind of deprive the rest of the United States of that. And you're depriving, your fans that can't leave, their respected state or, where they live. You get what I mean?
True. However, if they were to leave for one spot, it would be Vegas. Vegas or Miami.
Well, it looks like they chose Vegas.
It would be Vegas, Miami, New Orleans. The places people would leave for: Vegas, Miami, New Orleans, maybe Los Angeles. Those are like the four where they would be like, oh yeah, for sure. So yeah,
I mean, yes, obviously, this show, WrestleMania, is going to, garner people, depending on what the price might actually be. But everything else around the show, I think that those are going to take a big dip, in my opinion.
I think WrestleMania itself is going to take a dip because, like I've said, we had so many firsts in this one, like Punk's first WrestleMania, Cena's final WrestleMania, Jay's first solo single WrestleMania. Yeah, it was just a lot of factors in that drove people to go. And unless Cena just says, fuck it, I plan on not retiring next year. You know what I'm saying? I don't see it happening.
Right.
I don't see the repeat, unless I'm trying to think, what would be a main event? And this is where we have to just think, what would be a main event on both nights that would make you go, I have to go?
Well, I'm sure that they'll come up with something from now till then, but...
I mean...
New Orleans is stuck with Money in the Bank in August of next year. Like, you don't get WrestleMania, literally the biggest show of the year, but here's a third-tier paid preview called Money in the Bank. Like,
I mean, it's not third tier. No, let's not go that far.
I mean, it's not WrestleMania. We could definitely agree with that.
We'll agree with that, but it's one of the big... If there were ever a pay-per-view to get, Money in the Bank is a good... I mean, they could have said Backlash. I'm just saying, it could have been worse.
I mean, they could have gave them Royal Rumble, SummerSlam, Survivor Series.
SummerSlam? No, hell no. Hell no. You don't get SummerSlam in New Orleans. Fuck that.
Why not?
Have you been... Oh, bro. SummerSlam in New Orleans in August is fucking humid as hell. Fuck that. It'll be Mosquito City in that bitch. Nah, hell no. The fuck it is. And that's coming from a fellow Southerner. Ain't no fucking way, boy. Ain't no way, boy. Ain't no way. Cleveland was like, fuck it. Because Cleveland was humid as shit. And I'm like, Cleveland was humid. New Orleans is on some other shit. So I'm just telling you.
What about some people in Cleveland were like, is there a possibility of WrestleMania coming to Cleveland now that New Orleans is not in the runnings?
No, WrestleMania ain't coming to goddamn Cleveland.
I don't think that you would go
Vegas
back
could be the permanent staple, though. I will say
I
that.
don't think you'd go back to Cleveland if you had the option, even if WrestleMania was there.
No, you don't. But you don't go back. It's just weird now because now it's going to get to the point where it's just like I'm afraid that WrestleMania. I mean, WrestleMania's always been this way, but mid-market cities will not get it. And I told you this formula was going to be the formula from here on out. I told you this.
You did.
Put the WrestleMania will be a destination for bigger cities that can handle the tourism and can do what that is, and all the mid-tier cities are going to get those SummerSlams and Survivor Series at Petco Park. Petco Park, San Diego is not considered a top city. Same with SummerSlam. SummerSlam in Jersey, it's Jersey. And they didn't even say New York. They said New Jersey.
Yeah.
So,
They don't need to twist it around and say, "Oh, WrestleMania's in New Jersey." No, it's SummerSlam's New Jersey.
and then Royal Rumble was in Indianapolis. So like I told you, all these little cities, these little mid-major cities they're just gonna rotate around that big four, and if they make the WrestleMania like in Vegas a permanent thing, or keep rolling with New Orleans and just keep shopping around these big cities where people want to go, and that's going to be the unfortunate formula. We saw this coming.
Right.
Damn, I can't believe Kaliko's Yastradamus has struck again.
Yastradamus. Okay.
I mean, you say Kaliko Yastradamus.
Yastradamus.
So, but yeah, it's unfortunate. But if you got the bread, you got the bread. But what I will tell people is that, hand of advice, don't buy those. Unless you got the money to buy them pre-sale, do not get them once the tickets get released. Because it's just going to be a free-for-all until the week of.
Right.
And then it works out in your favor. It works out in your favor. Even the day of, shit. The only time it didn't, because, John Cena, that shit stayed at $2,000, and we were just stuck with it. It was just like, we had to eat that. Because it's John Cena's final one, so that's why, the market. But...
Well,
the fuck? You will see. There goes Wrestling with E live in New Orleans. Go run it back in Vegas, baby.
Yep. Now, somebody's looking to have his last match, not in Las Vegas, but in his home state, is A1 Bill Goldberg. We still have not had word on when he's having his retirement match. There has not been a date, a time, an opponent, etc., etc. But he did say very recently that he does want his retirement match to be in the South, preferably in the state of Georgia, where he made his name in WCW, obviously an Atlanta Falcon.
Georgia Bulldog. He's a Georgia Bulldog too.
Right. So, and when they was in Georgia for Bad Blood, he got a really warm reception, which Goldberg doesn't necessarily get everywhere. How they're going to fit Goldberg's retirement match in everything, considering that from now to November, it's the WWE schedule is fucking packed. I have no idea. And I'm assuming he's not going to be retiring, on a random Raw or SmackDown it is going to be a PLE.
True.
I would just say run
I
it back.
mean,
Do Battleground.
Saturday night main event.
Oh God.
I mean, that's the only way, Betty.
Well, they tore down the Georgia Dome, didn't they?
Yes, it is the Mercedes-Benz Stadium.
No,
So it would have to be at Phillips Arena or State Farm Arena. Jesus Christ.
The Mercedes Dome is in at New Orleans, though.
No, so the Mercedes, the title, it used to be the Mercedes-Benz Stadium in New Orleans. Now it's the Caesars Stadium in New Orleans, and the Mercedes-Benz Stadium is now Atlanta because the naming rights flipped. Kind of like how Staples became Crypto.
Well, that's just confusing as fuck now.
It is. So instead of the Mercedes-Benz Dome, or the Superdome, the Mercedes-Benz Stadium, which was New Orleans, the Dome, is no longer called that. It's called the Little Caesar Stadium. And then the Mercedes-Benz name went to Atlanta, Mercedes-Benz Stadium.
How the fuck did Little Caesars get money to pay for it, to get a dome?
Oh, the naming rights? Oh, no, that dude's rich. The owner?
Oh,
because he owns the Detroit Pistons. And, yeah.
And Little Caesars, apparently?
Yeah, Little Caesars, Detroit Pistons. I think he has some stock in the hockey team. But, shit, yeah. Yeah, bro. Yeah, Brody.
So my feeling is just run it back. Do Bad Blood, and I could even say you could do it in a bigger arena in Georgia. What about that arena that Cody and Roman did that promo in Georgia, leading up to Bad Blood?
That was Georgia Tech. That stadium ain't got nothing on the Mercedes-Benz Stadium.
I mean, we're saying...
So it would have to be the Mercedes-Benz Stadium. But I don't see them going back there unless it's WrestleMania. Or the Royal Rumble.
I disagree. I think it's a big enough draw, and I do think that Goldberg's final match is a big draw.
Not as big as you think. Not as big as Cena's final WrestleMania match.
To the area it is, I would say.
Maybe.
I mean, I'm not going to say that they're going to sell it out, but
as an AT-alien, I'm like,
But was you a Goldberg fan growing up is the question.
Goldberg was like in my teens. He was the guy, but
I mean,
am I gonna get?
But in pro wrestling,
this is 20 years removed. This is 20 years removed from that moment. So it's a whole generation that knows of Goldberg, but that doesn't mean that their link affinity for Goldberg is the same.
I mean, those people that were there 20 years ago, they just didn't up and died. I mean, they still exist.
I mean, some of them did.
Oh my God.
Laughing.
That is such a Scooter joke that you just made.
What?
I mean, you're not wrong, but I mean,
Bro, it ain't the healthiest fucking city. I can tell you that. And that's me living there. What the fuck you talking about?
I mean, the other question is, who is he actually going to wrestle? I mean, the first one would be Gunther. Would make the most sense. But
and ain't nobody blocking 60,000 seats for Gunther Goldberg for 5 minutes. See, that's the problem. It's gonna be a 2-minute match.
but they're paying for the finish. I mean,
Let me see. The last time Goldberg was in a stadium with 70,000 people, WrestleMania 33.
SummerSlam 2021, I'd say.
What the fuck was SummerSlam 2020?
Allegiant Stadium. Him and Bobby Lashley.
I was there.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, him and Bobby Lashley. But no, they came to see Cena Roman.
Right. I don't
Just
think
saying.
he's wrestled since that match. No, he continued the rivalry with Bobby Lashley, but he hasn't wrestled since 2021, if I'm not mistaken.
Not that I know of, but yeah. As I'm sitting up here looking up WrestleMania tickets, of course, or hotels. Don't mind me.
Roman Reigns looking out to getting out of the rat race that is called professional wrestling. He is being considered for the Street Fighter movie. He's rumored to play Akuma in that movie. So, interesting to see if he gets that part. And honestly, just if a Street Fighter movie would be worth watching in 2025 or, whenever it comes out.
I mean, they're Street Fighter fans, but I think I can't even remember the last time a good Street Fighter movie popped out.
I mean, it's been like decades since the last Street Fighter movie, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, and it was like, eh. So yeah.
I feel if they get Tammy right, they'll be okay. Just my opinion.
If they get Ryu right, Ryu and Ken, if they get them two right, the rest will take care of itself. Right. So.
Well, maybe WWE is not doing right. More dates have been announced for John Cena's retirement tour. With most notably, no dates in November. As of right now, John Cena is not advertised for Survivor Series. Do you think that that's going to change as we get closer to November, or is he taking November off and his last match is going to be... well, it's already confirmed that TD Gardens in Boston is getting his last match, his last appearance in December.
Makes sense. So
yeah, makes sense.
It would make sense if he didn't have the title, and I don't expect him to have the title by then.
By November.
Yeah, I expect him to lose it between now and SummerSlam, to be quite honest.
I don't think he's losing it, like, right now. Maybe...
I didn't say, like, immediately, but I say between now and August, it's going to be gone.
I would say between August and October, if I'm being honest. That would...
I don't think he's losing it overseas. He'll lose it in Jersey before he loses it.
I mean, he could
anywhere else.
I mean, he could always drop it at Petco Park, Survivor Series.
Nah, because, I mean, the problem with that is you would have to get rid of the format, and they're not getting rid of the format. When was the last time there was a championship match at Survivor Series? My point exactly.
No, last year, Gunther defended it against Priest and Balor.
No. No.
Yeah, I think that's right. Hold on. Making me type into my Google machine.
You damn right, because you motherfucking right. I mean, I could see Gunther for the title.
Results. Yeah. No, wait. Yeah.
Yeah, Gunther and Priest.
Gunther won by technical submission.
See, there you go.
So John.
Okay, so Gunther. WWE title. WWE Championship.
But.
When was the last?
Okay. So you're saying the WWE Championship?
Yes.
Well, I mean, Roman really defended the championship to begin with, let alone,
How dare you?
So you would be looking at around 2029? Actually, no, because 2019, I mean. What am I fucking talking about? Who would that have been? Whole State Arena. Yeah, because they would do the champion versus champion.
I mean, that's the point. I mean, they always highlighted when Roman it wasn't popping, sir.
No, it wasn't. But I mean, that's when Roman. But again, how many times did Roman actually defend the championship to begin with? So, it wasn't out of the realm of possibilities.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on, we're at 19. Triple threat, tag team match, champion triple threat. Yeah, even this was not singles match for the Universal Championship. No holds barred match for the WWE Championship. Brock Lesnar defeated Rey Mysterio by pinfall in 2019. There you go.
Rey Mysterio.
The WWE Championship was defended at Survivor Series in 2019. There you go, you son of a bitch.
Against Rey goddamn Mysterio.
What's your point?
Well, my point is, the ultimate point is that Cena's not going to defend it. That's the ultimate point. He ain't defending that shit. Because he ain't going to have the belt. And even if he has the belt, I don't see him having the belt in Survivor Series. I see Survivor Series being a way to set up the eventual rivalry to get to Royal Rumble, to have a championship to the Royal Rumble. Because my thing is, I'm thinking Cody's going to have the belt by then. I think Cody will have it back.
I mean, it has to be Cody.
I think Punk or Seth is going to be the World Heavyweight Champion.
That wouldn't make sense.
Because I expect Punk Seth Mania 1-on-1. Punk Seth or Seth Roman. My money is on Seth Roman because it's a better argument. It's a better history, and it's never happened in a Mania setting.
Not to mention,
and Roman has something.
Not to mention,
Roman has never been beaten Seth, so it makes more sense. So look at us.
Yeah.
Already booking it. Anyway, yeah, that to me now that would make sense. A Seth Roman, Seth is the champ, but then that would.
Well, we could maybe agree that the War Games match for Survivor Series is arguably going to be Seth and Braun and two other people, probably against CM Punk.
Sammy.
Sammy, yeah. The Punk's, no, Rollins, Drake, or Sammy. Probably Punk, Roman, and I don't think we're gonna get Kevin Owens in November. So you would have to have whoever they fill in at that time. So I mean,
Right.
if the War Games match is Raw, then that leaves John Cena open to have a match at Survivor Series, whether it's for a title or not.
I still don't see. I mean, if they wanted him there, they would have been or announced him. And think about it, he'll be in. This will be that would be his third time in Cali because he did Cali New Year's Day and he's doing Cali Money in the Bank.
But it's a different side of Cali.
It's Southern Cali.
But it's like a really long drive. Like
That is not a long drive. A long drive is L.A. to the Bay. That's a drive. L.A. to Day goes like 2 hours tops.
With traffic, it's 4.
On a train, it's an hour and 50. Come on, bro. Hour 50. Keep telling you. You can. I'm telling you. As a matter of fact, wrestling. Here, you heard it here first. We're gonna try to do Wrestling with E in San Diego. Survivor Series. Get your ass on the Amtrak. Meet you down there. I'll meet you on the way. Shit.
Well,
as I'm booking this goddamn room for Vegas. For Vegas. Lock it in now.
WWE already locked in Roxanne and Julia. Like we said last week, they wasn't confirmed for as main roster talent until literally last week at the final hour. Julia is now a SmackDown talent, Roxanne Raw talent. Both are qualified for the Money in the Bank ladder match. So, they are, looking at these goals at this point, even though they jobbed them out to their champion the week prior. So
they didn't job them out. Why do everybody keep saying jobbing? Because you don't put Roxanne, put it like this. Oh, she jobbed, but she qualified and won a triple threat. And this is in Roxanne's case. Literally the next week. Tells you how much confidence they got in that girl.
True, but we'll see. There's a difference between.
I mean, she's gonna be the crash dummy, but that ain't the point.
I was gonna say there's a difference between qualifying for Money in the Bank and winning Money in the Bank.
But that spot is only given to 6 people.
Yeah, and
to get it the night that you debuted as a main roster person, that says a lot.
She was the main event of Raw the week prior.
No, I mean officially. Like, you know how Adam Pearce is. Adam Pearce official. I'm not arguing with you. I'm just arguing. I'm just giving you the,
Yeah. Well, while they make their way to the main roster, WWE LFG wrapped up on Sunday with Tyra May Steele and Jasper Troy winning the contracts to NXT. Jasper already made an impact by leveling Saba Odie on NXT, laying them flat. already making an impact on NXT, which I think was what Shawn Michaels wanted in the first place. I think both individuals have a lot of upside, but I don't know if you watched LFG or if you're familiar with either party, but what are your thoughts on them getting the contracts for NXT?
Not only am I familiar, I have an insider who works for WWE, gives us a little LFG moment. So, it's gonna be so. Eric, he's already told me get ready for season 2 because it's gonna be some fireworks. But yeah, this one, I mean, those two kind of, you could tell that those two had it, and it almost felt like it was theirs to lose from the beginning, if that makes sense. I actually liked Elijah's kid. I thought he would have been a good person, a good guy. I think they're going to bring him back. I think they're going to put him more in the performance center a little longer, see if he's got it hanging.
I mean, keep in mind that he was only there for maybe 2 months before he got onto LFG, so he was still, very much learning WWE, etiquette.
I mean, and that's literally coming off because keep in mind he played for Georgia, got drafted by the Eagles, got released by the Eagles, went straight into wrestling and cold turkey. So that's a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, but yeah, I could see him going places. It's almost kind of like he's like the new Apollo Crews to me.
That's not a compliment.
No. What I'm saying is, as far as his build is Apollo Crews-ish.
I get what you mean by that.
But I mean, yeah, but the right people won. The right two won.
I agree.
In my book.
I think Tyra May Steele, I think that she could be a real big player in WWE. I think that she could be on the level of Kurt Angle when it comes to psychology and getting the business, if she just understands the business. I do feel like she kind of has to take things down like a notch and not take herself so seriously, but take the wrestling seriously, if that makes sense. And
got it.
That's going to make her explode into a megastar, because she has it. It's just a matter of bringing it out of her. And I feel like, low-key, she was a tweener on LFG, because obviously there's a hint of kayfabe in the show. Well, we're not looking at that. It's like saying, oh, it's 100% shoot. Oh, I think that she is the type of character, if you like her, you like her, and if you don't, they're going to boo her. So it makes sense that they would play on that. And if you were a fan of her in, LFG, great. Yay. But for the people I felt like somebody else would have won, like Zara, then people are going to take exception to that. They're going to boo her. And I do think that you want to start Tyra as a heel. So it would make sense to get her heat, her first thing in the cards, to say, hey, I want LFG. I'm a Olympic gold medalist. I succeed in everything I do. Which is, I'm bragging about all of my accomplishments, which fans don't like. It's just a matter of time until the other girls make their way up as well, like Zara. I think she's going to be a big star as well. Bailey Humphrey, fucking China 2.0. like legitimately, like she has aura around her, and I literally cannot wait to see her in action. When it comes to some of the other girls need to cook, but those are the ones my eyes are on. Jasper
Yeah,
Troy,
a lot of the girls need to cook. Just getting used to the schedule.
right? Jasper Troy, yeah, 100%. Happy for him. Obviously he has a family. I don't think that story helped him as a heel. It's literally made him babyface in my opinion, while he's trying to make the persona of a heel. But it could actually play to his advantage of being like a KO. You know, I'm doing this for my family, so I'll hurt anybody I have to get um to provide for my family. Um, but I do think that he was maybe the most camera ready out of everybody. Shiloh just needs to slow down.
True.
But yeah, when like you said, Elijah, when he comes up, he's gonna be a big star as well. He's already got
Yeah,
it.
he's gonna be a problem. He's gonna be a fucking problem.
He just needs time to cook. Is all he needs right now.
Oh hell yeah, he does.
Um, Speaking of cooking,
Let me
dumbass,
cook.
huh?
Mm,
Dumbass Darby
sorry,
Allin
I
made
had
his
Glorilla in my head.
dumbass Darby Allin got his dumbass up on top of Mount Everest. While John Moxley is drowning us at sea level.
Wow. I mean, below sea level if you're in New Orleans. Oh, man. Don't do it like that.
Well, I mean, technically, AEW's in Arizona um, tomorrow, so I mean, that's above sea level, right?
I think so. I mean, I'm guessing.
Well, Darby Allin climbed his fucking mountain. Congratulations. Get your
Got his flag.
Yeah, you did a kick flip.
Get your ass down because you've been holding this story for fucking ever.
Yeah,
Motherfucker sitting here stuck because your ass would have hootie high up the mountain.
you ever
Granted, I will give him this. He did request the time off, so I can't even get mad at him. It ain't like he requested this time off in advance.
I mean, true, but that's on Tony for putting him in, a major rivalry when he knew that he wasn't gonna fucking be there.
Hey man, that's just not. Who's gonna tell Tony no?
Tony tells nobody.
Who gonna check him, boo? Who gonna tell Tony no? Who check him, boo?
Maybe Shad.
Shit, too busy trying to deal with Travis Hunter, sir. Like, that ain't happening.
Yeah, I have no idea what that means, so I'll just agree with you.
Travis Hunter is his newest pick in the NFL draft.
Well, good for him.
It all correlates. And trying to get them to London permanently, fucking around with this guy.
Well, in other news, Hulk Hogan's Real American brand is looking to buy Hooters.
Huh?
Yeah. So apparently Hooters filed for bankruptcy not too long ago.
And I thought Twin Peaks bought him.
I mean, this report was from a couple of days ago, so maybe But
I was just at Hooters too, so I don't know.
so you support real Americans, brother?
He ain't bought them yet, but
No,
I'm trying to get to this one spot, Ojos Locos. Oh my God, they keep flooding my Instagram with Ojos Locos, and I'm just letting you know, when you come to Dago for Survivor Series, we going to Ojos Locos. So just go ahead and get your ass ready.
okay, what is Ojos Loco?
We will talk offline.
I can already tell that some of our listeners are Googling as we speak.
I mean, if you in Texas, if we got listeners in Texas, you know damn well. But it's more okay. Let me put it like this: it's like a Hooters, except their girls are way more scantily clad than Hooters. They make Hooters look like they're wearing basketball gear. I'm just letting you know right now.
Okay. Petco Park weekend is looking a little bit more memorable from my perspective now.
You damn right.
What was we talking about again? Hulk Hogan buying Hooters.
Hooters.
Yeah.
Hoo-has.
I mean, sure, great for him if it actually comes to be. But
I mean,
I kind of feel like Hooters. Well, I mean, it kind of tells you where the world is right now. The world is at right now that boobs and butts aren't selling merchandise. Hooters.
they're not selling merch, but they'll get you to the bar.
But that's what I mean. I mean, is Hooters has to file for bankruptcy. I mean, that kind of tells you where the world is right now. So, I don't think.
Depends on certain areas. San Diego only has 2, so I get they used to have like 4 or 5, but now they only got 2. So I could see that aspect. But then again, other restaurants have opened. Ojos Locos. I keep telling you, we'll trust me. When we get to Ojos Locos, you'll see, and your ass gonna be like, "Oh shit, fuck a Hooters, fuck a Hooters." It's already got me like fuck a Hooters. I almost took my 9-year-old son to Ojos Locos. Like, you wanna be a man?
So basically, you're saying that it's not that Hooters isn't selling. It's that other places are selling better merchandise.
Put it this way. You know how we say Shawn Michaels got the bakery?
Mm-hmm.
See, the problem is that Hooters is just showing you like Hooters is just giving you like like the bakery through a window, right? Ojos Locos is giving you the goddamn cake sampler in your face. Let's just put it like that. They're giving you bread and cupcakes dead smack in your goddamn face.
Okay. Well, getting the 411 from Coleco Yachts.
Oh, trust me, I've funny when you talk to people on the train what you talk about.
So not just a former host preaching about Jesus?
Trust me, man. It's more than that.
Well, going from host to marks. Vince Russo published a list of the things that make you a mark.
Oh gosh, and we're marks. Fuck. No, talking about wrestling, marks.
Well,
There you go.
let's go down the list. All right, number one on this list. You have convinced yourself that pro wrestling is real.
Define real.
There is no definition. It's just in capital letters.
Because real in the sense that the story is real, or real as we think as the violence is real.
I have no idea.
Because most people can. Because I mean, if that's the case, then Japan must be big ass marks because they see it as an art form, a real art form.
Oh, we'll get to Japan in a moment.
Oh shit, he's shitting on Japan?
He's shitting on everybody. Like,
oh, lo siento, Japan. Toma. Lo siento. Jesus Christ.
I mean, I do feel like if you think that pro wrestling, is legitimate, like, a UFC, then I would call you a mark, but I would say that there is maybe, that you might be believing that Santa Claus is still alive. Santa Claus is still real as well.
I mean, but see, this is the problem I have with that, because I use the South as an example. Memphis knows it's not real, but they still play into it.
Right.
Because that's the point. You have to suspend that disbelief. You have to suspend the fact that what you're watching is not indeed real.
If we change a word in this, you have convinced yourself that a movie is real. I mean, well, technically some movies are real, based on true events. But
bullshit, because the dude in Walking Tall in real life did not look like Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
Okay, let's just move on.
He's a random white dude. They cast it as a Samoan black guy.
Number 2.
Okay.
Pro wrestling is the most important thing in your entire life. I mean, if you're a wrestler, yes, but I mean, it's not the most.
Yeah, if you're a wrestler, it has to be, right?
Right, but I mean, you got kids, you have a wife. I have
dogs. But I will tell you this: I will knock my wife over to get my encyclopedia and my championship belt and a burning fire. Nigga, me and Jim Cornette is the spirit of the same building. Like, if this house was on fire, bitch, move! I gotta get these IC titles. Scott Hall signed this shit. Fuck me.
Okay, so far you're failing this test.
Taker. You know how hard it was to get Taker to sign this bitch? Give me my shit.
Number 3.
I got to decide before the pandemic for Taker. Give me this shit. Fuck you.
Literally the day before the pandemic. Number 3. You own a lot of black shirts with pit stains. Bitch, I live in Southern California. Everything I have has pit stains on it. Fuck you.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
So I mean wherever you live, you're gonna sweat. You're gonna have pit stains. It's natural part of life. I mean, I have a lot of black shorts that aren't pro wrestling related. So I mean.
Oh no, my closet. I looked in. I had like 40 shirts, nigga. I got a problem. but the problem, yeah, I got a lot of goddamn shirts. I got a lot of wrestling shirts. But here's the other thing too. I got a lot of wrestling shirts that I just bought, but I never wore them because I just bought them because the I was there shirt.
I gotcha.
Like Survivor Series LA. I have that shirt. Never wore that shirt.
I mean, there's a couple of shirts I haven't worn, but I mean, shirts are meant to be worn, so people know that you were at that show, and they go for
the New Japan Long Beach shirt. Never wore that shirt.
Oh, I wear it. I don't wear it often, but when I do wear it, everybody tells me, "Oh, you were at the Long Beach show? That was a fire show. Like legitimately, every single time. Whether it doesn't matter where I go, people compliment that shirt."
The only shirt that I wear here in my city that gets a lot of compliments that people love is Los Bukis. And it's because I'm a black man wearing Los Bukis. Like, what black man goes to a Mexican concert? Like, so yeah, they're like, ¿te gustan los Bukis? See, so.
But is it a black shirt, is the question.
It is a black shirt.
Yeah.
But I got a lot of black shirts. Yeah, you could.
Yeah.
Fuck it. I'm failing this list so far. Sounds like I am but I kind of figured.
Number 4. You don't want to go to a wrestling show, but you want to be a part of it. I feel like that's why you do go to events, to be a part of it.
What the fuck does that mean? You don't want to go to a wrestling show?
I think it's kind of what means that you don't want to just be like a spectator. You want to be actively a part of it.
Well, that's just shitting on Japan. There you go.
Well, I mean, that's the reason you go to events, right? Like, and I'm not just saying, like, even pro wrestling at this point. Like,
any event. You don't go to a Kendrick Lamar concert just to be, like, looking at the motherfucker. Like,
right.
I go to that shit because I'm singing along with his ass.
Exactly. You wanna cheer. You wanna scream. You wanna, cheer the people you like, boo the people you don't. It's going to a show and being a part of a show is one and the same.
Oh yeah. So I mean, that makes no sense.
Yeah.
So if that's the case, then he's a mark because you're a part of the show.
Number 5. You sing along with the wrestlers' theme songs at the top of your lungs. Well, bitch, CM Punk's song shouldn't be so fucking catchy. Fuck you. I like In Living Color.
I mean, I'm going to tell you right now, that's just like, I mean, Jey Uso alone is going to knock that out for everyone. Jey Uso, Seth Rollins, Cody Rhodes, CM Punk. Yeah, those 5 will kill it. Roman Reigns, because even though they don't sing, they just throw the ones up.
I mean, you could go do 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 do. I mean, yeah. And I mean, Randy Orton.
No. That song is grown on everybody.
Oh yeah. I mean, even Randy Orton's song is getting, a lot of praise right now.
Yep, Randy Orton.
What? You go to a concert, but you're not going to sing along to the songs? Fuck you.
Oh shit, man! Please, I went to a Kendrick song. He played the song I wanted him to hear. I fucking was drunk as fuck, loud as a motherfucker.
Oh, wait, I think
fuck all that.
I think this is where we're going to start to deviate a bit. Dave Meltzer, bro, is your god. Dave Meltzer is most certainly not my god.
Dave Meltzer ain't even releasing his ratings in time, so I can't even.
Yeah.
Just saying. Just saying.
Number, are we on 7, I think? Yeah.
Yes.
Work rate in fake wrestling matches is important to you, bro.
Work rate?
Work rate in fake wrestling matches is important to you.
I mean,
if we're talking about just, athleticism or people that are having a lot of matches, I wouldn't say it's important to me, but, if somebody's, actively working to get better, I appreciate it.
define work rate. I mean, but like moves?
I don't know. I don't know. Like,
What the fuck is he
does that
talking
like a
about?
descript? Like, it's not like he makes these statements and like there's a bio or description of what these things actually mean.
Work rate? Like what? I guess. I mean, if that makes you feel good, I guess.
Work rate.
Just
It's good, but it's not important.
I mean, nobody was praising the work rate of Russo and Gunther, but it was a good match.
True. Great. You hate any forms of entertainment in your wrestling, bro. So basically, he's saying, like celebrities coming in and doing other things in pro wrestling.
Certain people, and I treat this like the cookout. You can't invite everybody to the cookout. God damn it! Like Bad Bunny, damn sure is in the cookout. Stephen Amell, damn sure in the cookout.
But they wasn't always
Snoop
invited
Dogg.
to the cookout at the beginning. Like, I
Who?
wasn't necessarily a Bad Bunny fan when he just did, the performance with Booker T at, was it Survivor Series or the Rumble? But, he earned his stripes. He earned his...
But that's my point. But that's the point I'm making. The fact that he took a break from his world tour to train, yeah, you in the cookout, bitch. Because that's how much he respects it. See what I'm saying? So that's why I say he's in the cookout.
Okay, so I will say this. I do generally don't like when celebrities from other, venues come into pro wrestling.
Yeah, like Kevin Hart. Yeah, fuck him.
Yeah, there's no reason why you're here. You're not adding to my experience of this product. Fuck off. But
Right.
there is. I will say this. There is a certain amount of gatekeeping with pro wrestling. Like, why are you you have to kind of earn your stripes to be accepted by the WWE crowd. Well, pro wrestling crowd, I should say. But once you earn those stripes, like, you're pro wrestling for life. Like, I'm a Bad Bunny fan now because he earned his stripes. I was a fan of Stephen Amell before pro wrestling. But even Logan Paul, like, I fucking hate that guy, but I still respect what he did.
Can't stand him, but I respect him because he fucking he can go.
Right. So I will agree with that one. You hate any forms of entertainment in your wrestling.
Well, any form of entertainment. See, but there's a caveat. Any form of entertainment that does not enhance the wrestling experience. That's the key.
Right. All right.
See? Yeah. Yeah, outliers.
Now you ready for this one? You orgasm over Japanese wrestling.
When was the last time anybody orgasmed over Japanese wrestling? It's been about 5 years.
Paging Dave Meltzer right now.
I mean, that's just a hit at Dave Meltzer. But Dave Meltzer hasn't been on New Japan since the Bucks and Kenny left, so.
No, Dave Meltzer is still very actively watching New Japan.
No, I'm saying he's actively watching it, but he's not giving it the 88.5 stars that he used to.
Maybe not like 88 stars, but he still gives 5-star matches to Japan shows regularly. And not just New Japan, I mean just Japan wrestling in general.
Oh, Lord, help us.
So, I mean, I like Japanese pro wrestling, but, it's not making me excited.
I mean, I'm trying to think the last New Japan match that we just went gaga over probably was when they were here the first time.
Yeah, for sure. Omega and Ishii.
So, yeah, Omega Ishii was nice.
Yeah.
Oh, that was the shit.
I mean, it was a good match, but I mean, I'm not, I'm not discharging body fluids over it.
You're not doing a Lonely Island and jizzing in your pants. Got it.
You are opposed of seeing attractive women in wrestling. If that was the case,
What?
NXT wouldn't be a thing.
I mean, if that was the case, I wouldn't risk it all for Stephanie McCoy.
Right.
I'll risk it all.
Does anybody hate on Stephanie, in all honesty?
McCoy?
Yeah.
Hell no. No. There's no way. I mean, her, Jada, Roxanne, even though she kind of looks like a young abuela sometimes. Young abuelita. Naomi, Nia, Tiffy, sometimes. All of NXT. Tony Storm.
Don't need to go down. I don't think we need to go down the list. I think we. I mean, there's people that just hate.
Xia Li, she's cute. JC Jane, she's cute.
I mean, there's some women that people just.
Tatum got a bee sting. Chris Statlander, she can look good. She can look good.
Okay, we need to bring you out of horny jail now, Kaliko. Need to get out of horny jail.
Well, I'm not on horny jail. I'm just telling you that they look good. What does horniness got to do with them being attractive?
Right. So, I mean, there's nothing wrong with. I mean, there's obviously people that aren't going to like, certain, women wrestling. Obviously Charlotte is getting, decimated by the fans the last couple of months.
She looked so good, and then she went under the knife 38 times too many.
But I don't think her attractiveness is why people hate her.
You'd be surprised.
Well, I mean, if you don't like attractive women in general, we're going so far into left field with this one.
I'm willing to go that far.
You know
Just
what?
saying.
You know what? I'll agree with Vince Russo on this one. You are opposed to seeing attractive women in pro wrestling. Yeah, that makes you a mark.
I mean, yeah, we didn't even go to Bliss or Ripley, Bianca.
Let's get
Ugh,
into the next one.
ugh, I could go all day.
You walk around the arena with a championship belt over your shoulder, bro. I've actually never
Well,
done that. I've never brought a.
I have. I have. But then I stopped because that shit was just taxing. That shit was just exhausting.
Right. I mean, I've brought my
Like
belts.
carrying that bitch and trying to carry a chair. You just can't do that.
Right. I've brought my belts
Subs
to
gotta
Access, and wore my belt for Access because, obviously I was getting people to sign my belt, in 100-degree heat, when, Access was outside. And yeah, you're absolutely right. It's really taxing. But when came to the day of the show, yeah, I never brought a belt with me. It's just it's too much. I like to be free of restrictions, not put restrictions on myself.
True.
But I understand where, maybe that bringing their belts, adds to the experience of an event. Like I said, I don't partake.
Although,
Yeah.
I'm not against it because here's what I used to do. When I did bring my belt, and like you had a lot of kids who never really got to see the belt, right? Or they would, oh my God, like their dad'll be next to me, right? And I have the belt, and then I'm sitting there, and I see the kid. He's like just amazing, looking at the belt, and I'm like, hey, dude, here, you want to hold it? You want to take a picture with the belt? Stuff like that. And I'm gonna tell you right now, that shit makes their day. I'm not against it. That's why I used to primarily bring my belt, because I would have it, and it would be autographed, and then I could show them like, oh yeah, here, hold the belt, and oh yeah, Seth signed it here, and you just see their like the light in their eyes.
Right.
And that makes their day. Like, I mean, I'm against them on this one.
Like I said, I don't personally partake, but I'm not judging those who do. So, to each your own.
I'm against them on this one, brother.
I'm not against people that do it. I'm opposing Vince Russo, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I'm against him. Yeah, fuck him.
You rent, ready for this one? You rent space free of charge in your mother's basement, bro.
Well, I own a home, so there's that.
Joke's on him. Joke's on him. My mother
Yeah, I'm a homeowner.
pays rent. My mother lives in my basement, bitch.
Right.
Yeah.
Mm.
You are a part of a tribe that loves one wrestling brand and hates the other wrestling brand.
That one I can get with.
Yeah.
Because AEW, boy, whoo, even some WWE, but not a lot. But AEW, bro.
Yeah,
That's on y'all, homie.
AEW fans will actively shit on WWE no matter
Anything.
what is happening.
Anything.
Yeah. So
Anything. It could be, oh, it's so PG. I'm like, they haven't had a PG rating in so goddamn long.
yeah. So
Bro, they on Netflix cussing each other out and calling the other bitches and hoes, and you still. Might want to let that one go.
You hate Vince Russo, bro.
I wouldn't say I hate him.
I mean,
I mean, can you say it's like?
I mean, I hate that he's making me read his stupid list. Does that count?
It can. I don't see why not.
I wouldn't say that I hate Vince Russo either. You know, obviously I appreciate what he did for the time that he was a part of pro wrestling. But, you know, there's also a time when you just kind of wish somebody would just go away because they're not necessarily adding value to pro wrestling in, you know, 2025. For instance,
Go away, Heat?
yeah, you know, like I don't know, Ric Flair. But I digress.
How dare you?
I mean, I guess there is just, you know, people that like him, and if that's their thing, then sure, but Vince Russo hasn't necessarily. I mean, I don't remember if this is actually the first time that we've talked about Vince Russo on Wrestling with Entertainment for as long as we've been running the show. So, I mean.
No, we have. Because when we covered WWE, like, like pay-per-views, I always highlighted the fact that Vince, the one thing that I liked about Vince Russo was that he made every character matter.
Right. Yeah. Okay, yeah. But I mean, what has he...
That was a golden ticket of his, but for some odd reason it didn't translate to WCW. So.
Or TNA.
And speaking of women attractive, tippy tie.
Now, you were offended if anyone refers to you as a Mac. That just feels like a paradox, if I'm being honest.
Oxymoron.
So, if somebody calls you a Mark and you're not offended, that means you're not a Mark. But if you're offended that somebody calls you a Mark, then you're a Mark.
Yeah, it's okay. I'm a Mark. I mean, even if I'm going with some friends of mine, one friend of mine, we're so fucking Marks. So like, yeah, we are. But we know what's gonna happen, right? Like literally, I have a video that they were like, "Who's gonna come out?" And I was like, "Joe Hendry," and then Joe Hendry comes out. I'm like, "I'm a Mark." Like I'm a fucking Mark. I'm Mark. That ain't shit. That ain't shit.
Okay.
Or who's Valeria, Becky Lynch, and Becky Lynch, because I'm a fucking Mark.
So,
self-awareness with it, I guess.
I personally don't necessarily like the term Mark. I do think that it is, you know, just a derogatory term that doesn't necessarily need to be said. You know, I usually just say, you know, somebody's a fanboy for something, or fangirl. You know, and that kind of gets the point across. So So
you take Mark like someone calling you a bitch.
Something like that. Yeah, I don't necessarily.
I mean,
I think it's okay.
And that's fine.
I think it's okay if like fans say it to each other, but I do think that it is something that people in the wrestling business shouldn't say, if that makes sense.
I think it's a perverted. The term is perverted because the problem is people hark on people calling them Marks, but the problem is that without them, this thing is not really relevant.
Right.
So, you know, it's kind of like you're beating up on the people It's almost like going to the strip club and the strippers talking shit about me as I'm throwing ones at them.
Exactly. Yeah, I would.
Like, bitch, I'm paying you.
Exactly. Like, you don't degrade your audience like that. If we're just you and me talking, fucking around. Oh, you're a mark, I'm a mark, mark. That's okay, cause we're in that culture, but not. They're not. It's like when what is his name? Um, the guy from Star Trek. Where he
Spock?
no the Kirk, Captain Kirk.
Oh, William Shatner.
Like when William Shatner went to the convention and he told the people in line, "Get a fucking life." Like you don't degrade your fan base, your people like that.
I think that it's, I guess it's getting, I mean, WWE at least is getting a little better. But then again, it's just a matter of who's showing respect for what. You know what I'm saying?
Right. All right.
And that's where,
You honestly believe Triple H or Tony Khan are true bookers of the year? So I think this is direct reference to Dave Meltzer when he does Booker of the Year in his end of the year, awards. Tony Khan always wins for some apparent reason. I wonder why.
got that bread.
Yeah. But yeah, I get that. But booking doesn't necessarily. I wouldn't say like one book. I mean, obviously we like the products that we like, but to say Booker of the Year, yeah, I'm not. I don't use that terminology.
Yeah, who the hell yells Booker of the Year?
And who calls that an accolade?
And Tiffy. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't ever, I mean, unless it's Showtime from Compton or the Booker from Lucha Vavoom, yeah, there you go.
So that's your Booker of the
See?
Year.
Those are my Booker of the Years.
I mean, I could get
Look at
behind.
me. Mark.
I could get behind Showtime Watkins being Booker of the Year. Oh yeah.
I mean, I'm always behind Showtime Watkins. Come on, man. See, there we go. At least give me that.
Yeah.
But
You cried when Cody Rhodes finished his story and beat Roman Reigns at WrestleMania, bro.
so, if that's the case, there's a lot of black wrestlers that's going to want to have a talk with him on that one. Because a lot of them cried when Kofi won the title.
No, when you cried when Cody Rhodes finished the story. That's what.
But that ain't the point. The point is but you can also interpret that as at any point someone finished the story.
I mean, yeah, I could agree with that. I didn't cry when Cody finished the story. But no shade to anybody that did cry. I mean, I could definitely see where it was a very emotional moment for so many different reasons. And if you didn't get a little bit emotional watching that, then bro, you're dead inside. So, yeah, definitely don't agree with Vince Russo on this one.
I mean, but then again, I mean, it's just, I don't get it, but it is what it is.
Last one. You make every excuse in the book as to why a show had low ratings.
No, that one but ratings don't even matter as much as they used to because
Right.
everything's on demand. What the fuck does it matter? Shit, it don't even matter.
I mean, and there are like legitimate reasons why some shows have low ratings. Whether it's football season, what they're going up against at that time, power outages, a new gas station got opened out down the street. People go down to the river. So I mean, there are legitimately reasons, but making every excuse in the book, yeah, no.
I mean, who's out here making excuses in the book? Okay. I guess I
feel like a lot of this was a attack on Dave Meltzer, because Dave Meltzer does most of these things. And I mean, literally one of the things is Dave Meltzer is your god. So, and orgasming over, Japanese wrestling, which, Dave has been very much accused of for a very long time. So,
I guess, but it's still like, I mean, so basically he just made this shit on Meltzer?
More or less, yeah.
I mean, that's what it sounds like.
So, we have done some of the things on this list. So,
Well, I'm sorry. I'm guilty as charged. I'm sorry, guilty.
like I said,
See, oh man. And speaking of which, see, I'm back on that women's part. See, Charlotte's got the body, that goddamn facial surgery. God, she had to stay Charlotte 2014, it would be a different story.
well,
See, and Bliss is back. God damn it. See, yeah, I'm sorry. Sorry.
like I said, I would say that I'm a WWE fan, or a pro wrestling fan, to be more accurate. I don't like using the term mark, but, like I said, if people view me as a mark, then, I guess I am. But, I mean, we're doing a wrestling podcast, so I'd like to get away from the term, but I also know that the term isn't going away anytime soon.
I mean, the term just got bastardized, that's all.
Yeah.
Me personally, that's what it seems like. It's bastardized. And look at Tiffy. Oh, I thought that was a two-piece. It's one piece, man. That girl looking. She's got a nice pop. Sorry, don't mind me.
Guno yachts, as we speak.
As Julia comes out. Whole time I thought that girl was fucking Brazilian. This girl Japanese.
Yeah, Japanese.
I'm horrible.
Alright, well, that will conclude our coverage of the news. And now a quick word from our sponsors.
So, Rogue Energy, the only gaming drink company in the world with 4 unique product lines to suit your task at hand, whether it be juices, shakes, smoothies, and everything else in between. Their low-calorie, no-sugar energy formula is the perfect alternative to sugar-filled canned energy drinks and sodas. Their extreme formula provides the most energy, focus, and sports performance possible. Their hydration line offers focus, ingredients without the added caffeine. Drink it anytime you're thirsty. And their shake formula is so delicious. Who doesn't love a cookies and cream, 0-calorie energy milkshake? First and foremost, they've designed every Rogue product line with performance and effectiveness in mind. It is critical that you look at the nutrition panels of drinks when comparing options. There are countless off brands out there that are presenting low quality, poorly dosed formulas that amount to expensive caffeine water. Every formula they produce is designed with optimal levels of high quality ingredients. Additionally, you won't find a powdered gaming drink brand that dissolves better. No need to have chalky textures in your drink. Their taste profiles are unmatched, specifically designed for gamers, athletes, students, entrepreneurs, people with hectic schedules, individuals with low energy, podcasters who can't shut up, people who are health conscious, and so much more. Great as both a pre-workout and as a coffee energy drink replacement. Specifically designed every Rogue product line to be the best gaming drink on the planet. Rogue Energy, more focus, more wins.
Use promo code WrestlingWithE for 10% off your next purchase. And we are wrestling with NXT Battleground. It's tomorrow. It takes place in Tampa, Florida, at the Eurolink Center. And yeah, this is most notably on the same day as Double or Nothing, which we'll be talking about in a little bit. I don't necessarily like, shows that are going head to head. I'd like, a little bit of space, but, this is WWE trolling AEW at this point. Case in point, this card has 6 matches, which is a rare form, but, obviously NXT is wanting to sell, more interest in what's happening, so I get why they're doing it. But, I mean, it does seem like a solid card. What say you, Kaliko?
I mean, it's the whole weekend is rather solid when it comes to their cards. So I cannot complain because everything here is kicking off things to come, which is what we really want. With the exception of like maybe Saturday Night Main Event, which I ain't even gonna lie, the match that I'm looking forward to the most is R-Truth versus John Cena. Because I just want to see how the psychology of that match is going to go out. Right. It's going to be a psychologist's dream because it's going to be a lot of conflictions. But I digress. All in all, NXT Battleground, it does have, It's Lola versus Sakura. Oba trying to prove himself. It's going to be interesting.
Well, let's get into it. First match on the card, Hank and Tank with Josh Briggs is going up against the Calling, Brooks Jensen, Nico Vance, and Sean Spears. Other than Hank and Tank, who I like, I could honestly tell you I don't care about a lot of the people in this match. But I'd probably go. I would say that the Crawling probably needs a W at this point, so maybe them. But what say you, Kaliko?
It's a 6-man tag. So I would think the Calling would get it to set up the tag title match.
Get a W on Hank or Tank. Set up a title match for next month.
Right.
That makes sense. I mean, I question what they're doing with Josh Briggs, but when was that guy ever over? If I'm being honest.
I mean, he's not, but that dude is physical as shit.
But it doesn't replace. It doesn't change the fact that his personality is bland as fuck.
I don't think they've been right since the whole country Fallon Henley, that thing. They never really, that had a story, and they never really let him get uber personal or uber, I would say uber, that's what I'm looking for, emotionally invested. It seemed like it was some, but I think Briggs should have been a lot more invested than usual.
I don't know. I mean, that them as country bumpkins turned me off of them, made me hate them for the wrong reasons. So, I mean, his tag team with the Japanese guy was actually pretty good, but there's only so much having a good match could do for your personality, and like I said, his personality's flat. But I mean, case in point, Hank and Tank, they got over with personality.
For the most part, yes.
Yeah. Alright, so we're agreed the Coraline wins.
Yes.
NXT Women's North American Championship match, Solo Ruka versus Kalani Jordan. I feel like this is cut and dry. Solo Ruka wins.
Yep.
Next match, Tony D'Angelo De Niro versus Channing Stacks Lorenzo. My personal favorite to win this match is Spontaneous Combustion.
Okay. Meaning Stacks is gonna win. There you go.
No, meaning I don't give a crap who wins the match.
Oh gosh.
I don't like D'Angelo. I don't like Lorenzo. I don't like the D'Angelo family, except that girl that's with them. It's so stupid that they're mobsters. Like, it's never going to get over on the main roster. These are forever NXTers. There's no point in them, in my opinion. So who are you going with?
Stacks is winning. They have to. Like I say, if you're gonna do some of the turn, makes way more sense to justify it. Julia, man.
That brings us to the NXT World Championship match. Joe Hendry, that I believe in, versus Whoop That Trick Williams.
This is interesting because we were with Trick and attacked him at the TNA show.
Right. Normally I would have said that this is a cut and dry match. There's no way that they're going to let Joe Hendry lose to Trick Williams. But if you watched NXT last Tuesday, Joe Hendry dominantly, took out Tripp in that last segment. And it just makes me wonder, would they pull the trigger on Trick and have him go over on Joe Hendry?
I could see Rob Stone doing, you know what I'm saying?
Robert Stone, what would he have to do with it?
Because Robert Stone, remember, it took place of Santino as the sheriff of TNA at Under Siege Friday. So I could see him interfering on behalf of the higher ups, saying that this is best for
Ooh.
to
Okay. I see.
have Trick win. I I could see that happening because you don't put that story, you don't put in Rob Stone because keep in mind, and this is just off kilter. So Rob Stone had Tessa Blanchard fight his daughter
Okay. I got it.
at Under Siege and banned Santino from ringside. So he's doing things to kind of fuck with TNA in a sense. So I could see him doing this to fuck with TNA. Or fuck with Santino and fuck with TNA.
How long has Joe Henry held the championship? It's been like a couple of months.
Couple months.
Would you want to pull the title off of Joe Henry after only a couple of months?
I could. The only other option is that this is a no contest DQ ish. But
No,
which could happen.
normally I would agree with you, but how often does NXT do matches like that? Normally, things like that are these paid previews are pretty cut and dry. You know, a solid winner and a loser.
That is true. Oh damn! All her rhinestones came out, Charlie. God damn, girl. Anyway, um, I I get. I just think if Trick wins, he's using it as a reason to get to Oba in the title. Because to me, I think if he wins this, does it really matter to him? Because I would think the NXT title matters more to him than the TNA title.
I mean, he's doing it just to fuck with Joe. So
True.
I mean, the like legit Trick has been doing well as a heel, but I could see that he could this could throw him over as a heel, like into the stratosphere of being on TNA, TV with the TNA title and saying, haha, NXT and this place don't matter and I'm holding it hostage. I mean, it's a good little
But
come up story for Joe Henry to win it back.
but that tells me that they don't think he's ready for the title.
Who's not ready for the title?
Oh, ready for the main roster, rather.
But he's not. I mean, if you put Trick Williams on the main roster right now, I'm sorry, I kind of feel like he would drown. Especially if you put him on SmackDown, with Carmelo, kind of floundering himself.
I guess. I mean, but then, I mean, this is the question: where would Joe Hendry go from there?
Well, I mean, the beautiful thing about Joe Henry is that he doesn't go heel. He goes back to whoever is next in line for the championship.
I mean,
And
as much
TNA.
as I just don't see WWE doing to what AEW did to team.
But the thing about WWE doing it to TNA is that there's actually a built-in storyline. It's not, they just took the title for publicity. It's a feud between Joe Henry and, Trick Williams. So they're going to continue the feud. Where what is his name? Kenny Omega took the title from Rich Swann. And could you tell me who took the title off of Kenny Omega for TNA?
Oh shit. Josh Alexander? No.
My point exactly. We know who's going. If Tripp wins the championship, we know who's going to take it off of him. It's going to be Joe Henry, and it's not going to be years from now. It's going to be in a couple of months. Probably it's going to be. It would be at Slammiversary in August. If I'm doing my math right. So, I'm gonna call it. I'm gonna say Trick Williams beats Joe Henry in this match.
It's gonna be. I mean, I could easily see this as a no contest or a double DQ. If there ever a chance to pull that trigger, it would be here. Unless Joe Hendry just gets the straight up win, which. So I'm just going to have to go with Joe Hendry. Because Joe Hendry at this point is more popular.
Okay, so you're going with double count out, Joe Henry title retain.
Joe Hendry's walking with that belt, whether it's winning it or a double DQ, but I don't see TNA's hottest commodity losing the belt to an NXT guy.
All right, well, we'll see about that. And just so you're aware, Kenny Omega lost the title to another AEW wrestler, Christian Cage, and then Christian Cage lost it to Josh Alexander, who held it.
See, I told you Josh ended up having it. I kind of figured who lost it to Moose.
Literally seconds later.
Because Moose cashed in on him right when he finally won it. I remember this. Because it was in front of me. Because Moose did the whole fuck your kids. Like, he basically fucked your kids his way all the way in there. All the way to that title. Which started the system as I'm watching Charlotte do this moonsault. So,
NXT Women's Championship match, Stephanie Vaquero versus Jordan Grace. Jordan has a good performance, but Stephanie is that bitch. So, Stephanie for the W.
The only way I see Stephanie losing is if she's going straight to the main roster, which she can.
I mean, she can, but I don't think that she is. Not unless until maybe after SummerSlam, I would say, at this point. Because they're doing the Worlds Collide show in Los Angeles, which is the AAA crossover with NXT. And you're gonna want Stephanie Vaquero for that match, for that event. So that pushes her main roster debut to after SummerSlam, I would say.
Unless somebody from CMLL tosses, like, what's the word I'm looking for? Nah, because that's just going to be a straight up, like, exhibition. So Stephanie would have to win straight up. But Jordan could win it in part two. Charlotte got a flat booty bird body. Anyways,
Stop looking
I
at
could.
Charlotte, Kaliko.
I mean, it's on right in front of my face. Just rewatching SmackDown. Anyways, I could. Since you brought up that Worlds Collide, yeah, that is a big point. But the problem is, who's gonna face her at Worlds Collide?
Whatever females that they have in AAA.
So you can have I mean, if that's the case, you might as well have Jordan win and have it as the Sonata Slaughter.
What do you mean?
Because if Jordan wins, I expect her to have it for a year. Because I would think that she would be the pillar in that division over Vicor as Vicor moves up. But that also told me but the only reason I don't think Vicor is moving up is because of the fact that she would have been a qualifier for this Money in the Bank match. As Julia hits the stomp. Hey.
Let's see. Who's the women's champion in AAA?
Oh, Julia's about to win? What? Yes, she is.
Mega
See?
champion, cruiserweight champion, Walt Mini champion.
She needs to take them fucking black braids off her hair.
What?
What?
I'm talking about what women does AAA have. I don't even see.
And I'm talking about Julia getting these goddamn braids out of hair. Anyway, she looks better with straight hair. But anywho, I don't see anyone on CML. Either way, they're losing.
Right. I say.
Don't matter.
I think, like I said, Stephanie is her. So, in any other reality, Jordan would be champion, but she unfortunately has to collide with the hottest women's pro wrestler in the world today, Stephanie Vekor. So, and she ain't her. So, Stephanie is winning outright, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Agree? Disagree?
Agree.
All right.
I can agree with that.
And that brings us to the main event. Probably Stephanie and Jordan Grace is going to main event. I don't remember the last time Oba actually. Well, maybe he main evented the last show, but I didn't see that. The next match.
Wait, wait, are you talking about? He did main event in Vegas.
Okay, but I don't think that this match is going to be main eventing. I do think Stephanie and Jordan's going to main event. Nonetheless, NXT Championship match, Oba Femi versus Miles Bourne. I think this is pretty easy to predict.
Dempsey costs him the title.
Yeah, Patrick Dempsey beats up Bourne. He doesn't hear it coming.
Is it Patrick? I thought it was Charles.
I don't know. He's William Regal's kid.
There you go, Regal's son. There you go. That's we can agree with that.
Yeah. Oba Femi wins. Maybe Jasper Troy makes an entrance and beats Oba up a little bit. Maybe a little bit more gaga than we might expect, but I think, Oba just retains. Agreed?
Femi walks out. Agreed.
All right. That'll conclude our coverage of NXT Battlegrounds, and we'll do a review next week on the show, depending on.
It's gonna be a hell of a review because you're reviewing TNA, reviewing Double or Nothing.
Saturday night main event.
Saturday night main event.
Whatever crap happens during the week. WrestleMania in
I
Saudi
mean,
Arabia.
Jesus.
Saudi Arabia.
There's no fucking way. That ain't happening.
wait, wait and see. Wait and see.
I mean,
Royal Rumble's going to Saudi Arabia. At some point in the future, Saudi Arabia is getting a fucking WrestleMania, and you know it.
nah, I don't see. I don't see it. They won't get one before London. I mean, they get 2 shows a year, so I don't see them getting Mania at all.
I mean, if this was the Vince McMahon regime, yeah, I would agree with you with that. But
If it was the Vince McMahon, it would have stayed in New Orleans.
well, or not. It's TKO, and they follow the money, and there's a lot of fucking money in Saudi Arabia.
I mean, think about. Oh yeah, I ain't even talk about it. The simple fact that Trick was on the TNA show, so that kind of gives you a prelude. Hey, guess who won that match?
Trip?
Joe Hendry.
Okay.
So Trick might win this bitch.
Then when we know who's gonna win that NXT.
It was a tag match. It was Elijah and Hendry versus Trick and Kazarian.
Interesting. All right.
Indeed, it is interesting.
Like I said, that will conclude our coverage of NXT Battleground. And we are wrestling with AEW Double or Nothing. It takes place tomorrow in Glendale, Arizona at the Desert Diamond Arena. And if there was ever...
I guess they couldn't follow WrestleMania because...
if there was ever a AEW card, this would definitely be it. 10 matches, probably going to be 5 hours plus because AEW.
Oh no, yeah, because it's AEW.
Yep. So and it's a very, like I said, AEW card. So no, let's not wait. Let's get into it. The pre-sale match: Megan Payne and Penelope Ford versus Anna Jay and Holly Cameron. Who wins, Kaliko?
Spontaneous combustion.
I go with Anna. I like Anna.
Anna Jay.
Yeah.
I mean, someone's got to cover her fat ass.
She has a bad attitude and a fat ass. Gotta love it.
That's right. Hey, her words, not mine.
Yep. That is a direct quote and a t-shirt for Anna Jay as well. So it's not us objectifying. First match on the actual card. Women's Owen Hart Foundation Cup Tournament Final. The winner earns a AEW Women's World Championship match at All In.
You know damn well who winning. Just know. Just know.
Mercedes Monet defeats Jamie Hayter.
You know damn well. Come on, man.
Yeah, definitely. All right, AEW World Tag Team Championship match. The Outsy Business, Bobby Lashley and Benjamin Shelton with VIP versus the Sons of Texas, Dustin Rhodes and definitely not Cody, Sammy Rhodes.
When did Sammy Guevara become a son of Texas?
I mean, he's from Texas.
Oh, shit. Well, there's that.
Yeah.
But with that being said, since it's not for their titles and it's for the Hurts titles, the Hurt is gonna put the hurting on Sammy. Sammy taking that pin. Sorry, bro.
When's the last time Sammy Guevara has been on AEW TV? It's like I'd like to know.
I mean, he's the double champion in ROH, so that it's kind of like what did Tony Storm say with Athena, the forever champion in ROH? That's what it feels like.
Yeah, that Jericho rope's not looking too good. AEW Women's World Championship match, timeless Tony Storm with Lex Luthor versus Mina Shirakawa. This is definitely the match I'm looking the most forward to. And I'm sure that it's going to be 10 stars in any venue that it's going to be in. That being said, Tony Storm for the W. What say you, Kaliko?
Match of the night, Tony Storm, because they're setting up Monet and Tony, which is going to be the biggest if Mercedes win, we riot standoff in history.
Yeah, that might be debatable. Depending on where, I mean, it's going to be in Texas. I mean, Texas fans are not necessarily the rioty type.
But I can see them being the I don't like Mercedes type.
If All In took place like in Chicago or New York, yeah, that was.
Chelsea. See Chelsea.
That's gonna be a if Mercedes wins, we riot type scenario. They might get away with it in Texas, but I mean, we'll see when we get there, I suppose. Alright, Fuck the Revival, Cash Wheeler, Dax Hardwood with Stokely versus Daniel Garcia and Nigel McGuinness. If there was
when the fuck did Nigel come back, and when the fuck did the Revival need a manager? I'm lost now.
Well, I mean, first and foremost, I have no idea why Nigel McGuinness is in a paid preview match. That I could not tell you.
Getting them cobwebs out, baby.
Yeah, but I feel like Stokely being paired with FTR in AEW's mind. I'm just saying, in AEW's mind, this is the equivalent of Bobby Heenan being paired with Andre the Giant. That's what I think that they're doing. But
when in actuality, it's Chris Statlander's. I mean, there's sloppy seconds from Chris Statlander and Willow.
Don't forget that MGF had him for quite some time.
Man, they just passing him around like a blunt. I'm never.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but he actually started with FTR when they did the Pinnacle. That lasted like 3 weeks.
Oh, that faction that won. What the fuck was it called? Their version of War Games, and then it went nowhere?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess. With that being said, FTR gonna whoop on Nigel's old ass because he's taking the pin.
Agreed.
I'm old too, so don't. Sorry, Nigel. I'm not. No shitting on you. I'm old as hell too.
Definitely no shade on Nigel McGuinness. Love him. Glad that he's able to compete. But this ain't that match for him. Mark Briscoe versus Rick Lachey in a stretcher match. Why this is a stretcher match, I have no fucking idea. It is. I don't know why Mark Briscoe is wrestling Ricochet either, but he is. But I don't see where Mark Briscoe is winning this match. So Rick Lachey.
There you go. That's why he's my point. You answered your own question. There we go.
Yeah.
I knew you'd get there.
Alright, shit's about to hit the fan. Anarchy in the arena. Twinkle Toes McFingle
15.
fuck teams with Swivel Strickland, Willow Nightingale, and the Ops, Samoa Joe, and Powerhouse Snops. And
They call themselves the Ops?
apparently. And Katsuri Sabata Bread. They take on the Death Riders, a neo-Nazi Moxicillin, Claudio Ida Cannoli, Marina You Should Fear, Dord Wheeler Yuta, and the Young Fucks, Matthew and Nick Jackson.
Yeah. Don't see where this is going.
I could maybe say that Kenny and the gang. Kenny and the gang.
Kenny and the gang. There you go. Kenny and the Blowfish.
Yeah, Kenny and the Blowfish get a W, but John Moxley still has AEW's balls in a death clutch, so
I wouldn't say that. I think Tony Khan has him.
I think that Riders take this. They haven't lost one of matches like this for a while, so I think that they're going to continue until either Osprey or Darby finally uncrowns Mox.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, when the loss, what's the word? I mean, when the role. What's the word? I'm thinking, shouldn't the beginning of the end of the Death Riders start with them losing something?
I would say it would start with them losing the title. And then that's when everything, starts to crumble.
Nah. That's never how it happens. The same way Rome is built in a day, it wasn't built in a day, it goes down the same manner.
Well, no, I mean, he drops the title. Well, he drops the title at All In. Whoever wins the title from him, they'll have because they still haven't done what is it called, Blood and Guts. So afterwards, they'll do Blood and Guts. Half the people in the match will get hurt. Death Riders will lose, and then they'll disband after that. Or at least they'll have less power.
You say that, but they could, I'm telling you right now, if they lose that title immediately, the Death Riders are disbanded immediately.
I don't see it that way, but if that's your opinion on it, I suppose.
When has AEW ever disbanded a faction properly?
Properly. Well, I mean, we just talked about the Pinnacle, getting disbanded in like a matter of 3 weeks.
That's my point. So that's what I'm telling you. They won Blood and Guts, or whatever the fuck it was called, and they still got their asses disbanded.
Man, I don't fucking know. I'm going with the Death Riders.
I had to rain on that parade, my guy. But
I'm going with the Death Riders. Who are you going with?
Kenny and the Blowfish. I just like that name. That's the only reason I'm even saying it.
Fair enough.
I only want to be with you. Or is it Kenny and the Gang? Kenny and the Sunshine Gang?
I kind of like Kenny and the Blowfish. I think that's a good one.
No. Kenny and the Jets.
Kenny
Elton
and the
John would be
Jets.
proud of that.
Okay.
Kenny and the Jets.
Kenny. Okay, that's enough.
Kenny and the Jets.
AEW Continental Breakfast Championship.
Next.
Okea defeats Speed Testicle Mike Bailey. Trios match.
Kind of forgiven, right?
Trios match. The Paragon, Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly Parts, and Roderick Strong versus the Don Callis family. Colt Kutska takes Shida, Kyle Flatulence, and Josh Alexander. When did they start calling Adam Cole and Kyle O'Reilly and everybody the Paragon?
The Timu Undisputed Kingdom.
Right. Well, I mean, technically, it's discounted Undisputed Era because there's no Bobby Fish, but I don't even know what happened to
Yeah.
what is their names? Something Canellis, Mike Bennett, and Matt Taven. I don't even know what happened to them.
I mean, but we know who's winning. It's the undisputed whatever.
True. I think so. Yeah. Alright, that brings us to the main event, the last match. The reason you're watching the show? Question mark? Owen Hart Foundation Cup Tournament Final. Winner earns a AEW World Championship match at All In. Porn stars Adam Page versus Will Ospreay. I think this is pretty cut and dry.
I mean,
Will Ospreay did not fly all the way from England to the country that he's supposed to work in, once a week just to lose to Adam Page.
that could be. That could be the case. Oh shit. I mean, but the thing is that the winner of this gets a title match.
Right.
So here's the thing: who has more incentive to fight? Moxley, Ospreay, or Hangman?
I don't really think it's a matter of who has more incentive. I think it's more on who is Tony Khan more high on right now. And I think the
It's not
obvious...
about who's high on, because you can be high on Will Ospreay, but don't want him to lose to Moxley.
But who said that he was going to lose to Moxley?
We're waiting on Darby Allin to ascend from the throne like Moses.
That's if he gets down the mountain in time, I would say.
So, I'm just saying.
I personally,
So I mean, I would say Hangman wins to lose to Moxley because I mean Swerve he tried to help Swerve do it. I don't see Swerve. I could see Swerve trying to do the same.
I I think that they're going to give the title to Ospreay. They've been holding this off since last year when Ospreay wrestled Swerve, at a more minor pay preview. So I think that Tony's gonna finally pull the trigger and give Ospreay the championship at All In. That's just my opinion.
I mean, I could. I don't see. I don't know. So if Osprey wins, he's gonna win it just to hold it till Darby comes down and win, and he loses it.
I don't know what happens to Darby if I'm being honest. I think Darby might. I think Darby might have missed his opportunity at this point.
No, the only reason I say they don't because remember Hangman had like family leave for like months and they fucking held his ass out.
That is true. Yeah, that is true. But I mean, can people can people really hold out longer for them to build a proper rivalry between Darby and Moxley?
I mean, I would say Osprey wins to lose, and then your boy comes down like Moses and wins this title.
All right. So we have so un, so are we both going for Osprey to win the match?
I think Hangman wins.
Okay, so you're Hangman, I'm Osprey. All right. And that will conclude our coverage of AEW Double or Nothing. That will conclude this episode as a whole as well.
It's never over. Overtime, baby.
Well, for this segment of our talking, I'm sure we'll be recording something after this. But yeah, join us next Saturday as we we review everything that happened this week, which is Saturday night's main event, Battleground, and Double or Nothing, and whatever crazy shit might happen between now and then as well. Maybe Vince Russo will have a list of the 15 things that does make you a mark. Who knows? Maybe WrestleMania will be taking place in Uzbekistan. We don't know.
Uzbekistan?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Of course, thank you for listening. If you like what we're doing, please.
It's going to Vegas, and I just booked my goddamn room
Oh,
from motherfucking. I just.
Oh, did we lose Kaliko? So,
God damn it! I already locked in. I already booked my room and locked in my rate.
so you're. Well, I mean, look at the bright side. If WrestleMania doesn't get announced for Vegas next year, at least you have a reason to go to Las Vegas.
No, because if it ain't that, I'm not going. Sorry.
Well, if you like what we're doing, please like, subscribe, comment, but on YouTube and Castbox. This was sponsored by Rogue Energy and Player One Coffee. Join us next Tuesday and join us this Tuesday and Wednesday as we interview. I should say this Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday as we interview Dustin Wolf, Carew, and Von Dugan. And join us every Tuesday and Wednesday for new incredible interviews, and again next Saturday for our previews and reviews. Follow the show at Wrestling with E, but on X, Thread, and Instagram for information on who we're interviewing, when we're interviewing them, links to those interviews, and so much more. Follow me personally at JamesJ993. Where can we find Kaliko?
I mean, I am Kaliko, or Vegas, or New Orleans, or Miami. Definitely LA, and definitely San Diego. But definitely not New Jersey. Not in Saudi Arabia. They don't sell alcohol at wrestling events. Ain't no sense of me even going. It's wasting my goddamn time. To be quite honest.
Just for a trench coat with little bottles of flasks in
Oh no, they will get your ass. No, that's the problem too. Hell no, fuck that. You get caught over there, Trump ain't gonna send me back. I mean, fuck that shit. I ain't even risking it. I ain't risking it. Let that motherfucker sit. That's what they'll.
For Kaliko Yachts and Scooter Dust, I'm James J, and this has been Wrestling with Entertainment.
I'm dead ass serious. Fuck that. I ain't shit. But New Orleans, hell yeah, I'll be swimming in that shit. Swimming in alcohol. Did I ever tell you the story when they tried to make us buy shots and me and my boy somehow coordinated and got away from the bitches?
I don't believe you have.
Oh my God, we're going offline.
Hey folks, this is the Colossal Mike Law, and you are listening to Wrestling with Entertainment. Enjoy the show, support these guys. We appreciate it very much. We'll see you at ringside.